They say you running plays, that's Ishtalk. You say you getting paid, that's Ishtalk. You see me with my babe, that's Ishtalk. The money in that way, that's Ishtalk. I beg you. I beg you all. We from the bottom, come from nothing. Who say we say we know. They say you running plays, that's Ishtalk. You say you getting paid, that's Ishtalk. You see me with my babe, that's Ishtalk.
Yo, welcome to another episode of The Lord Show, Ishtalk TV, live from the DMV, doing how it's supposed to be. Listen to me. Hope you got some kush at the crib, some cat in the bed, and some cash in your pocket. What more can be said? The only gratification in your miserable, insignificant life. Ishtalk TV, you may need us, but we don't need you. But we do need donations. We do need donations, please.
Cash App, please.
Cash App, $Ishtalk TV. Leave us a like or a comment. It's free 99. Sure. Or you can also subscribe to our Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all of them, okay? We have a great show for y'all today. We have a special co-host. This man's been down with us since the almost beginning. Day one, since Rip Radio. Rip Radio. Give it up for Watts Comedy.
For me? Oh, man.
For you, brother. Brother, man, I forgot. I even forgot he even did the Boom Boom Room with us in Waldorf. Clinton, whatever it was at.
Oh, yeah.
So,
damn. Y'all sure did.
Bro, I'm like, appreciative for you coming through, man.
I told you I was about to hit y'all in the DM and just try to figure out a way to get on here anyway, because I was like, it's been too long.
Yes.
I've been too long away from my guys, man.
Yeah, man. You've been through all the hosts. Pause.
Okay.
But this episode, we're talking about sports, relationships. Come on, what's better than that? All right, it's Super Bowl weekend, you know.
Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah, we got the best in the area.
Thank you so much.
Sports Analyzer, Eric T. Easy E for Prez on Instagram. What's up, brother?
Thank you so much. It's a blessing.
Yes, sir. We need you for my sports bet.
Yes, thank you so much, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to have you on. And I love what you guys are doing, man. And you guys are building the platform here, and I hope it grows.
Definitely. We going up, man. We're going up.
You guys bring on so many diverse folks, man. I think you guys had a chef on not too long ago. You guys had a former black police officer. You know, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing.
Definitely our culture.
Yes. Came a long way, bro.
Doing it for the culture, man. That's what we're here for. And that's what I'm here for as well.
I pulled up, man. I thought Elder Barnes was outside. I was like, God damn, brother, we going places.
Yeah,
It's waiting for you.
The greatness. The most beautiful thing about us black folks is that we have shades.
Exactly.
We are just not one color. We have shades.
Exactly.
We start from light like me and we can go as dark as my brothers right here. So it's greatness.
It's a diaspora.
There you go. There you go.
And we can't forget our homeboy, Just Get a Poppin', a.k.a. Traveling Ass Ninja.
Currently traveling right now.
The reason why he's not here, because he's in Trinidad, Tobago, getting his tan on.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
My man had a bottle of Hennessy at 8:30 this morning.
Hey.
I said, nigga.
Go check out his stories.
8:30 this
The
morning.
best part of waking up is some Henny.
Right.
And lastly, I got my Ethiopian cousin, the Christ Killer,
Wait, what?
301 King Ron in the house.
Brother,
What's up, brother? Thank you, brother.
I am not the Christ Killer. I'm a follower.
I give it up for Judas.
What the fuck?
Give it up for Judas.
My man.
Let's go.
I love you, man.
Yes, and,
Religiously killed this man.
Yes, and as we speaking on the culture, it's February, Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
And from a sports standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all we are witnessing, two special black things that are going on right now in sports.
Yep.
First, we got a chance to see LeBron James break the all-time NBA scoring record. That's a special thing. That's a special thing. You can almost argue he could be one, the GOAT, but we know
definitely.
maybe one more championship, maybe one more championship. Yeah. If he wins one at 39, that's gonna be crazy. So we might have to anoint him as the GOAT. There's no arguments about it. But and then also we got the Super Bowl where the first time ever we get a chance to see not one but two black quarterbacks start and battle for the NFL's top prize.
Oh, this is magnificent. On all levels. The first time, what was it? Lovie Smith and Tony Dungy.
Oh, it was two black coaches.
First black coaches.
Correct.
Right.
And now we got two first black quarterbacks in this thing. And this, it's special.
Yeah,
it's definitely special if you know what you're looking at.
It's a guarantee because if we look at how many black quarterbacks won, we can only count them on one hand. Doug Williams, Russell Wilson, and Patrick Mahomes. And now it's guaranteed that we're going to win a fourth one.
Yeah, definitely.
That's true.
That's a great thing.
Hey, I would say 1.5.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Can we do that a little bit?
Come on, man. Yeah, when we saw Patrick Mahomes, daddy. When you saw
you
seen Patrick Mahomes?
When you saw Mr. Mahomes like at that backwood over there, in Chief Stadium. Come on, man.
We smoking on Burrow.
It's that Joe Burrow pack.
That's what he did say. He said that Burrow pack. That Burrow pack.
Where you from, Southeast?
I don't know where
I
he's
don't
from.
even know.
He from it though. He from it.
Yes, but the storylines are just an amazing thing.
It's crazy how these motherfuckers are younger than me. But we got Eric T in the house, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Ishtalk TV, leave a like and a comment. What did you find interesting about this season in particular? Anything or anything poked up?
There's a few things, and I'll give you a couple because you can argue anything. But I would go with the first one. Started off in the beginning of the season, the Detroit Lions, man. Like if you watch Hard Knocks, if you saw the Detroit Lions, like it's just one of those things where it's like they struggle so long, you just want to see them do something good, and they finally got a coach who not only hired. If you look at his coaching staff, his defensive coordinator, his offensive coordinator, both black men. Both both brothers out here doing good things, and it's like. You would run through a wall for that guy. If you watch him, if you watch his speeches.
Definitely.
So just seeing the Detroit Lions and seeing how they're actually starting to get better and seeing they're actually taking some steps toward getting great, that was a good story. I would say another one, the fall of Russell Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. Like,
Good grief.
Did you see that? Did y'all see that?
The mighty have fallen.
It's like once Future said, if my nigga wasn't Jigga, I'm the type to go out to B and I still smash on C, that nigga just forgot how to play football. He was like, yo, you just fucking my wife.
Man, I think.
Go back.
I think.
I forgot he said that. My face.
If you want to be technical about it, Future probably had more number one singles last year than Russell Wilson's touchdowns.
I'm sure of it.
So,
that's
that's
disrespectful right there.
But talk about like the fall though, man. I just never would have seen it.
Yeah.
I think because it's a new environment and new team, new everything dealing with him. I think that adjustment probably messed with him a little bit. And then on top of that, all these distractions. You're getting old, bro. You know what I mean? And it's okay to sit there and age in your wisdom, especially being a quarterback in the NFL. Like, you definitely accomplished a lot of stuff. But, you know what I'm saying? I think he had too much to prove to everybody else instead of to himself.
Right.
And I think he overthought this whole situation.
Yep. And
Let's ride.
My question is...
I hated that shit.
Yes. And if you compare...
Be quiet, bro. Be quiet, man. But go ahead.
Yeah, if you looked at, Geno Smith, how he played in Seattle, right? Compared to what Russell Wilson did. Do you think that maybe that Pete Carroll offense or the offense the Seattle Seahawks ran was only perfect? It was perfect for Russell Wilson, and like he really couldn't do it himself. It was more or less the coaching and the offense itself compared to Russell Wilson's talent.
That's unfortunate.
That's a great question because I thought the same thing, at least with Tom Brady when he got out of that system and then went on to that. Now, even though he won a championship with them, once he got old boy sent up to the front office and then started calling his own plays, you're seeing the difference.
Right.
You're seeing the difference. It's like, nah, bro, it's you. It's not the team. It's you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's the same thing that happened with Russell because Geno looked like a daggone genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
Geno looked like he been like, y'all just been holding me back. And now somebody done let me be.
Right.
Rip. This is what I came to offer. And I'm like, bro, you 6 years, 8 years too late?
Yeah,
but
at least 6.
now you make a comeback player of the year. Your money about to go up. You look like something, man.
Yes, and he probably has another decade of football left the way he looks. He's only 31.
Man, been on the bench for about 3 years?
Yep, so shout out Geno Smith. Get your money,
good job, Geno.
Get your money, my brother. Get your money.
This is the year of Willie Beemans.
Yeah, and so then I would also say the Ravens, man, like, what are they doing with Lamar Jackson? Like, that's another story. Like,
Pay that man.
why are they not paying that man? And I know it's a special situation because it's like, man, the brother's the whole team. But then the Ravens got to help this brother out. If you're going to pay him,
somehow,
give him some pieces.
See, I think they messed up when they let Hollywood go.
Yeah.
No?
You don't think so? All right, tell me why.
He was still the number 2. He was still the number 2 receiver on the next team he went to.
Like, Hollywood wants to be that guy, and he doesn't have the route tree to be that guy.
Got you.
Maybe starting off with the Ravens wasn't the right route tree to start off with, but
I mean, right, that part, you know what I mean? But at the same, like I said, I think that was, but even if you're correct, and you are correct on that, the chemistry that him and Lamar had, you can't buy that. You can't.
But to me, that was more so Lamar. Just like, bro, they so worried about me. Just run over the top. Like everybody's so focused on Lamar. Just burn. I'm gonna throw it up. You good?
Yeah. I mean, okay. Well, that defeats my whole thing right there.
But everyone says that the Ravens is like a great place to be, organization to be around, like be in, like they take care of you. But it's crazy how this happened.
Right.
Well, no, it's unfortunate on the Ravens end because they could have had him at a cheaper price
Exactly. They would have been did
if they would have been did it before Deshaun came and
Got
changed
that money.
the whole.
Got that money.
He got that money plus guaranteed, and the boy ain't been in the league in over a year with sexual harassment allegations on top of him.
Right.
And he still got that money. So now I'm looking at you like,
Yeah.
And Lamar hasn't. All these other quarterbacks that have gotten paid are first round picks, so their initial salary was millions. Lamar's still on like $800,000 a year.
and he won an MVP.
Like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's picked
second
32nd.
round.
He's picked 32nd.
Yeah,
so
like-
that was like the very
like-
first
like
bottom, very
everybody-
bottom
Bottom of the first round.
Like,
Okay, yeah.
They
everybody
still
else-
got him on Section 8.
No. He
Damn.
The boy getting paid.
He got the 5th-year deal where it was like you get that 10
but
million,
it's
whatever.
like, bro,
Okay.
Patrick got his out there his third year.
Yeah.
I'm a unanimous MVP, and y'all waiting until bitch pay me. Like,
Right,
like
right,
what the fuck is going on? Like, yo,
Because didn't Pat get half a B?
yes,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got half a B.
pay me.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, y'all got my man.
I'm a
That's
u-
what I said. Y'all got Lamar messed up.
I'm
Right.
a unanimous MVP.
Right. So give him his money.
Sports betting.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
That was my next thing coming up. That's what I was about to ask you.
You know,
Yes.
How you doing?
my number one thing right now has been FanDuel and DraftKings. You know,
I'm
so
on MGM, bet MGM, heavy and DraftKings.
yeah, I probably step over there too. I gotta see what
And
promotion
shout
they
out
got
to
for
Merlin for
numbers.
passing the law, because now
Thank you.
everybody
Thank
talking
you,
about
Merlin.
parlays.
Thank
I ain't
you,
never
Merlin.
heard somebody
Right.
talk about their parlays.
There you
get
go.
jacked up
Right.
in my entire life, bro. And I was on that FanDuel wave when it first dropped, before they made it
Merlin.
illegal.
Yeah.
They kicked me out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is different. You know what I mean? To see everybody talking about parlays and, you know what I'm saying, prop betting and all this other type stuff. It's funny, man. Everybody making bets now.
Now, yeah, I dabble, man. I definitely, I dabble sometimes, like FanDuel. I do the, FanDuel sportsbooks every now and then. But the one thing I tell everybody is, like, the one thing for me is I try not to bet on my teams, like the Wizards, the Commanders. I always get so
Why?
nervous. They stress me out.
They do, bro. Where you think my headline went?
They stress. They stressful.
Bro,
Commanders fan.
I
And
feel
a
like-
Wizards fan.
I'll maybe place a little bit on something else, but like I couldn't do the Wizards and the Commanders are tough, man. They tough.
Nah, you have
They
to
stress me out, and I'm not trying to hate my teams. I'm not trying to hate my teams.
so you don't bet
Sometimes
on your team.
not my teams. Yeah.
I feel like the sports betting is like hit the city like crack in the 80s. Like it's going to,
did, bro.
I think it's going to destroy a lot of families
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Be
bro.
careful.
too much power, too much on your phone.
Yeah.
Don't like I said on that Twitter post. Don't let Jamie Foxx
Yes.
or Kevin Hart
Please.
fuck your mind up.
Please. My thing is the college students, man. You're going around college. Don't waste your college money on that. You already a broke college student, man. Don't break.
abuse the free bets and
Yes.
get out.
Yes.
Abuse
Yes.
the free bets. If they giving you $200 in free bets,
Take that.
take it. Bet $3.
Yes.
Bet until all of it gone. And
That's
once
it.
it's gone, if you ain't made no money, this ain't for you.
It ain't for you.
It ain't for you. But if you made some money like I did,
Bro,
keep going. You know what I mean? Regurgitate it. Do your same thing, but don't go too hard.
Yes.
Abuse the free bets.
I feel like I lose $5. I'll be stressing the whole day. I can't do
Right.
it.
This
Right.
ain't for you then.
I hate
I
losing.
be
For me,
cleaning up, bro.
I'll be on the ledge.
Yep.
I be cleaning up.
I'm about to ask you.
Look,
I'm about to come to you for some stuff, man. To text me
no,
something.
for sure.
I got Pickwise. I got all the apps on that jump trying to help me decipher. How
Yo.
should I go ahead with this jump?
No, it's this dude on YouTube. I don't really
New
got
Orleans,
time.
cuz from Louisiana, black dude.
No, it's a white kid.
Austin.
He always having like his
It's calling my shot. Calling my
Yes.
shot. Yep.
man. Yo, follow him.
He's real.
Bet behind him.
Okay.
Who's serious?
What is that, G?
Calling my shot.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Bet behind him. Every I'm talking about. He rarely fails me, dog. He rarely fails. It's an easy.
Yes.
It's an easy way to turn that 10 into 70. To turn that motherfucking 3 into 300.
Does he have his own program? We got to pay him for advice or something?
No, he puts it on YouTube.
He just get on YouTube like, yeah, man, I think I'm gonna rock with the whoop whoop.
Yep.
And you like,
gonna show me all
okay,
this info. when
He
we
did.
get off this jump.
Yeah, he
did.
did.
He did.
Super Bowl to what?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Tomorrow. I need that tonight. You know what I'm saying? I need to read up on him tonight.
Yeah, he digs it. I think he was doing a challenge where he would take $10, right, and he would try to in 10 days turn it into 10 grand.
What?
Yeah, like he would go start first day, do a couple bets, win that, turn it into like what? $20-some, take that whole 20, put it back, turn it into like, $30 or $40. Take that 40, turns into like $250.
nigga selling
Take
dope.
that $250,
That nigga
turn it into
selling
$5.
dope.
Yeah.
He's selling dope, man.
That's how I saw it. And I watched it on YouTube. I was like, interesting.
Yo,
Okay.
Yeah. He actually got to like the 8th week, and I think then he busted.
Okay, I think sports betting just remind me of like mob style, like
It is.
Yeah.
It's the same as
who got hurt, who got sick. But okay, let's get to the Wizards, bro.
Oh
We
man.
just sat there and cried.
Wizards, man.
Wizards, man.
All right, so what's going on with Bill?
So Bradley Beal, man, he got his money. That's all. I mean,
That's all he's worried
that's it.
about.
That's all I can say. It's one of those things where the Wizards, they trapped themselves. They put themselves in like a no-win situation, and it's thanks to a GM that we had before named Ernie Grunfeld. Okay,
Man.
if you look at the past, what Ernie Grunfeld did over the last 10 years, he really destroyed the squad, overvaluing players, making a lot of bad draft picks. Bradley Beal and John Wall were probably the only 2 draft picks that were solid
Good,
for
yeah.
the Wizards over the last 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
Like I would say this. The only thing I would argue is I would have picked Roy Hachimura. I would have definitely drafted Roy Hachimura because talent wise, the brother was
beast.
skill wise,
He's a
he's a beast. But something didn't piss him off enough. You know what I'm saying? The thing that used to make me so mad is like he wasn't aggressive. Like somebody didn't talk enough trash to him. That one player didn't get under his skin.
He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. And I questioned because, you know, when he as fast as his first year, went to the Olympics, right, to play with the Japanese team in like on a really serious offseason when he needed to come back and really develop his game. You know, I guess going over there, it put a lot of pressure on him to try to like do something for the Japanese team. But it's like, think about it like this: were you guys was the Japanese team in the Olympics better than the United States? Were they better than Australia? Were they better than Germany? Were they better than Luka and them? Were they better than Greece even with Giannis? Were they better than Doncic and them? Were they better than Australia? Like they weren't. And so it was like he let that stress him out, and then he really really messed his like a really important second season up for him, of development. And so him missing like almost like a first quarter of the season that really ruined him.
That's the problem with the Wizards, in my opinion, anyways. They don't know how to develop their talent.
Yep.
At all. Man.
Yes.
It's like a horrible. It's the same thing with every Washington team outside of the Cats.
Yep.
It's the same thing. But
Yes.
y'all don't know how to develop your talent. Or y'all do, and y'all do just enough to get rid of them, and then they go on to another team and shine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that shit irks my soul. That everybody that come here, when they leave here, they a total animal.
It's either we get them too late or too early.
There you go.
It's never at the
Every
right
time.
time.
The only people we had were like nutcases like Gilbert, who was my dog.
I love
Shout out Gilbert Arenas here, my man. I don't care what anybody says about Gilbert. Gilbert is my favorite Wizards player of all time. I don't care what anybody.
Until recently, Steph Curry has passed them, but behind Kobe, my favorite player was always Gilbert.
Yeah,
Gilbert's a dog.
Gilbert Arenas definitely my favorite Wizards player of all time.
And John Wall. Like those are.
And that's my issue too. Like I know, and it was all about salary cap and some other stuff dealing with John. But I was like, y'all messed that up.
Yes.
Because John and Bradley in that backcourt, if they would have developed just right, it would have been something to be. It would have been looking like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
That's true.
Beforehand,
Yeah.
it would have looked just like that if they would have gave him just a little bit more time.
Yeah.
That 15 to 17 window, we blew it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the only people that was on our ass at that time was
Cavs.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it. LeBron was just LeBroning us. But that was one of the most epic games I ever witnessed in my life.
That regular season game.
Yeah, that regular
Oh my
season.
God. Kevin Love
remember
through the full court pass. LeBron.
Hit out the glass.
Man, I was.
Out of bounds.
Off the glass.
That's
Yes.
off the glass. That was one of the best games. And then John Wall came back down, did some scoop shit.
Man.
Beautiful shit,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
We were a fingertip away, bro.
Yeah, nah.
A fingertip, a Paul Pierce fingertip away. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, this close.
But the way they look right now, it's hard, man, because they're in a rut. And you wonder what the ownership, like the front office, is what their plan is. Because it's like they haven't gotten better, they haven't gotten worse. But the thing is, they're in a position where they can't get better because they're in this middle of the road where even if if the season ended today, they would probably be at best 8th or 9th overall pick. You know what I'm saying? So you can't even. There's no chance to even get up to even get better. And so it's like, do you just blow it up? Do you
Right.
Yes.
blow it up?
I mean, yes. Yeah. You would, because even with Porzingis on the team, he's barely healthy. But when he's in. He's hooping. He's in. I give Porzingis everything he deserves on that. But I went to the game when they played Charlotte, and I'm just looking at him like, all right, Kirsten. What's his name?
Kuzma?
No, not Kuzma. He's showing me some shit.
Kuzma's
Corey.
balling.
Yeah, he's going.
But it's another one.
Kispert.
Kispert. That's what it was.
Okay,
Kispert.
yeah.
Now,
He's good.
he's good.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know how they're going to develop him properly.
You can't create a shot.
He's not. Yeah, it's like I don't know what he's doing and what he's not doing, but it's not
But
working.
I'm telling you, once he goes to a team where he could just roam and have somebody find him, he's gonna ball.
Miami
he's gonna
Heat.
shine.
He go to Miami. He go to the Bucks. And You
But
know, it'd be fine.
they didn't do nothing with this trade deadline.
Yeah.
This was the most
Yes.
explosive trade deadline I've ever
And
witnessed.
people were
NBA
offering
history.
3 firsts for OG and Ginobili, and you couldn't get nothing for Bradley Beal.
Right. Or they're taking a huge risk with Kuzma. I'll tell you that right now because they're going to risk losing him for free in the summertime.
No.
And they should have seen what his value was and see if he could have maybe knocked out a first round pick or something for him or maybe some extra talent.
Something.
Hey, bro, I think
taking
they
a
still
risk.
could bring John Wall back.
Yeah,
And look, so
definitely.
because John Wall just went on like a whole little podcast tour.
I seen that.
bashing
Shitted on Houston.
bashing the Rockets.
Shitted on Houston.
Like,
His current employer?
Bruh.
No. Well, at the time,
He in Houston now.
Yeah, Houston back.
At the
He
time,
went
he
back.
was on the Clippers because he was in Houston for 2 years. They went to the Clippers. He was like, "Yo, the franchise is terrible.
Trash.
The kids, they're not learning to play basketball the right way. They're so caught up in this highlight era."
Right.
2 weeks later, the boy get traded back to
Hey, bro, when I say
I was sick for him. I was sick.
Like, he going to Houston. After all that shit he just said.
Right. I was sick. I was sick
They not
for him.
fucking with the bro.
Right.
He already said he not even going
Yeah,
there.
he wavered.
This is going to be a buyout situation,
Wave, yeah.
and and hopefully the Wizards.
Bring him back.
Yes,
Bring him back.
Why not?
Like, bring John. He is the city,
Yo,
bro. Like,
for
bring
real,
him back.
Bring
won't cost
John
as much.
Wall back, dog.
He's definitely going to be cheaper now.
Exactly.
It's not going to be the same
This is-
price
this is-
that he was when y'all first got
This
him.
is Batman.
Right. And the fact.
That minimum.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Y'all can get him now.
For
Right.
real. It's not
Get him
gonna
and
hurt.
Brad back in that backcourt, and if Brad got leave, you don't take no goddamn Flintstone vitamins and get your osteoporosis in check. You know what I'm saying? Like something with your weak ass bones, bro. Like, come on, man.
Right. Right. And it's just like, Wizards need a point guard. They need a point guard. They need a point guard because Johnny Davis hasn't showed us anything.
No,
Johnny Davis hasn't showed us what he could do from a rookie standpoint. And it's like, I'm one of those type of people who I say, if you want to draft a player in the top 10, I'm not saying you're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna anoint him the man, but
No, you gotta play
throw
him.
him in the fire. Throw him and see what the brother can do. Throw him in there. This garbage time, like you gotta give this brother a chance. You gotta see what he can do.
I would say, because y'all picked him for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Y'all picked him for a reason.
He had
So,
a commercial
give him
before he
some time.
got drafted. The brother had a commercial on television before he got drafted. It showed him walking up saying, Johnny Davis.
we didn't have a point guard.
Yeah.
So they was like, hey,
Okay.
let's go get a point guard. So now that we got a point guard, hey, let's not play this point guard.
Yeah,
Like,
let's sit him on the bench.
That's that wizard shit.
And let him learn
Right.
the game as he goes.
He ain't got
Now,
nobody
bro.
to learn from.
That's the problem. See,
Nobody.
Bring in John Wall, give him somebody to learn from. John, we got 30 games left in the season, 35 games left in the season. Let him follow John.
Because he looked like he was happy in the Clippers, bro. Like, I swear,
Man,
I was
yeah.
happy for John.
I swear I was happy for John
I was
Wall.
happy for John when he got to the Clippers. I was like, look at my man hooping. That man still going 1,000,000 miles per hour. His body fresh as hell. He ain't played in 2
Yeah, he
years.
look young, yeah.
Yeah.
My man ain't played in 2 years. You got prime John Wall right now.
Right.
Yeah,
And
he
y'all
was
don't even
definitely up
realize
there
you got
with,
prime John Wall.
11,
Bring that
12
man.
points,
Come home,
5
man.
assists.
Yeah.
Bring him home, bro.
Yeah.
With Kuzma and bring him home, bro. At a veteran's.
Come on back.
Come on back, bro.
Guys,
Miss you at
we
Rose.
got Ishtalk TV. We got 3 more minutes. I wanted to ask you about the Kyrie and Kevin Durant trade, but we don't got time for that. But I wanted to ask you about
Win now.
expansive
KD.
reach.
Oh,
Tell
yes.
people about that, bro.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not going to think like a job interview, but my full-time job outside of doing like all the sports things is marketing. And the one thing I always love doing is building the vision of what somebody has, like, taking their idea, figuring out ways to reach new audiences with it, help groom that product and that vision. And one thing me and one of my coworkers and current friends now, Greg Colin, have done is create a digital marketing company that allows us to be able to do things for folks like web design, social media, overall marketing strategy, something I love to do, audience targeting, paid advertising, and everything like that. And let us help you build your vision, because in this complex real world, you know what I'm saying? You need to help tell a story with your product and your idea, and let us help you do that. And we can do that at www.expansivereach.com. We have a beautiful website. We tell our services, we'll work with you. If even if your budget's not there, we can work with you. And just let us know what you need, and we can make it happen, man.
We're going to drop a reel with a link right here that says www.expansivereach.com.
Yes.
It's going to be real.
Definitely.
I have to talk to you before
Yes.
we leave.
Yep. I've been doing marketing for about 8 to 10 years now. And I've been doing it as a full-time job, and I'm talking about starting from the beginning. Like, going from communication specialist to marketing manager, senior marketing manager, and now
Wow.
Started from the bottom, now we here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I started from the bottom where it was like I came in as a piece of coal and had to come out as a diamond to actually.
Speak on that, brother. Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely. So
it's at expansivereach.com.
yes, me and my brother Greg. You can hit me. You can DM me on easyforprez on Instagram, or my brother Greg at ghostpiece, like ghost/piece. Same thing. We like anime. What can I say? And then or you can just hit up at expansivereach.com, www.expansivereach.com. We have a full forum on there. We can put your comments or whatever you need.
Right, because that shit is hard, man. You can't just have a product. You got to have there's other stuff to go with it.
You got to get it.
You got to sell it. Some people need help selling, like us.
People like
other people. So we need people like Eric.
Yes.
All right.
Sure.
Black business, we're coming up, so we definitely, of course, we always want to make sure that any black business, any black visions that we want to push those. But anybody who has a vision, an idea, a product, needs some help with that, we here for it. And you can check us out. You can check us out, man.
We appreciate you,
Thank
brother.
you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Can you tell me Instagram again?
My Instagram is at EAZY, the number 4, president, like the president, PREZ. Barack Obama's the man, so that's why I put it in there.
And
you can find me on there.
Yes.
And follow a brother, man. I'll be
doing sports
reels.
Yeah, sports reels.
Yes.
Right here.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
We follow each other already.
Yes.
So I'm going to just
Yes.
jump into
And he got the Eagles, y'all. He got the Eagles. Remember that.
Let me tell you something. Yes. And if you want real quick about the Kyrie and KD trade, awesome. And to my Brooklyn Nets fans, I'm gonna finish it off with this. I know I know it hurts. I know it hurts.
Y'all got Ben though.
But this is that.
Y'all got Ben.
This is the best. This is the best situation for y'all. This is the best situation for y'all. Start from the beginning, man. Don't do what the Knicks are doing, trying to get all these superstars, and start from the beginning. Break it down, because if you look at the folks who won championships and stay consistent, they draft their players. Giannis, draft pick from the Milwaukee Bucks. Stephen Clay, Draymond, draft picks. You know what I'm saying? Teams are built from the bottom, and then they add on the next pieces. So what you guys, what you're going through right now, don't worry about it. Spencer Dinwiddie, McCall Bridges, Cam Johnson, them brothers are actually very tough. So
He sound good, but he forgot about the development part about the
hey, they came from Phoenix.
All got developed.
Yes, they all got developed.
Bro, you sound like someone that just telling somebody that just broke up with somebody. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
Yes.
It's like, no, don't jump off the bridge.
Yes.
Guys, we're gonna come back with Dr. Rochelle Thompson to talk about breakups, Valentine's Day, trauma, and all that stuff. But thank you, Eric. We'll be right
so
back.
much.
And we have our second guest today. We have Dr. Rochelle Thompson.
Yes.
No, wait, no, come in here. Don't do that. What you talking about?
Clinical and sports psychologist.
Yes.
Who you got in the game? Super Bowl.
I don't have anybody.
You don't got nobody?
Because
Okay.
there's black quarterbacks this year, so I'm super excited. I'm cheering for everybody.
Okay.
Everybody black.
Yeah, here we go. I was about to say,
A clinical and sports psychologist, my former job. Philanthropist. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, you sound
For the first time? Okay. Certified DEI. What is that?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay.
Okay.
And founder of the Black Voice Project.
Yes.
My former job.
Okay.
Now, what's that?
Yeah.
The Black Voice Project.
Yeah, I want to say,
My nonprofit.
elaborate on that.
Yeah, so it's my nonprofit for BIPOC. So BIPOC is Black, Indigenous, People of Color. So it focuses on listening to the voices of the unheard, essentially. And so when we look at the Black community in DC, we still have a lot of work that we need to do around Black voices. And so our youth is number one, a priority, but also our returning citizens. We see gentrification is happening.
Yeah.
People can't get housing, so some of the same issues that we experienced back in the 70s, 60s, the crime, all of that.
Happening again.
There's still issues now today. And so the nonprofit that I created was this vision to be able to touch on people from a mental health perspective, but also to touch on some of these tangible, social issues that are happening in the community. So I'm super excited.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's definitely amazing.
man. That's definitely give you that.
I seen you. What y'all be doing? Y'all be so many, and also Black men.
Yes.
You specialize, not specialize, but you. That's what's up.
Yeah. So
Because I feel like Black men are forgotten. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're right. The Black men that I just left with, so I just came from a meeting for my returning citizens group. And so these are Black men who have come out of some really hard times and situations and have made successful living and have decided to mentor others and youth, and so I have to shout them out. I promised them I was going to shout their names out: Mr. Ricky, Mr. Ron Torres, Mr. Larry, Mr. Gino, Mr. Hazel, Mr. Brian. And so these are individuals.
Shout out to them guys,
these
man.
Are black men that come every
Appreciate y'all.
Saturday.
Thank y'all for doing what y'all do.
At 10 a.m. to just educate and inform and help provide resources to the Black youth in Southeast DC, outside of a barbershop. And so I'm super excited to be working with them on this Returning Citizens program. So we've helped so far. We have one person that's coming out of prison early for murder, actually. So I'm super excited about him coming home with our program. And also we're working on a couple of others that we're bringing home as well. So.
And how many youth actually come out and participate with it? Because a lot of the time, a lot of people sit there and be like, yeah, they come and volunteer, but they supposedly don't see nobody coming. I'm like, no, that's not true at all, bro. Like, it's a lot of people, a lot of youth that really want the guidance and want the help and don't mind hearing it from the OGs and take the word, man. It's not what everybody think all the time, man.
That's true. And to be fair, like, even if it's just one youth, you know,
that counts.
That counts, and it makes a huge difference. And even if it is just a room full of volunteers in a room saying, hey, here's what we want to do, and we want to go out here and just let people know that we're out here, that is in itself a huge difference. But for us, because they're based out of the barbershop, they see youth all of the time, because obviously you have to get your hair cut, so it just makes perfect sense.
Right.
And so, everybody. But for Black men, we know that the barbershop is like the place to be, right? You know what I mean? So now we're making the barbershop a safe space to like talk about mental health, to talk about drug abuse, to talk about like, oh yeah, I went to jail, but you know, I came out and I did, you know, better for myself, and you have a choice too, but without judgment, right? So we're bringing mental health to the barbershop, essentially, right?
It's
and
crazy.
Resources. And so we have youth ranging from all ages that come in and out and touch and talk to our mentors. And so roughly, I would say between this week or so, roughly 10, 15 youth just come in and out, you know,
a beautiful thing.
To want to get help. So I am encouraged by it.
That is.
Most of the population of clients that I work with is actually men too, in mental health. So we're starting to see Black men take it a little bit more serious, you know, getting their mental health together. So
I know personally I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I went through a divorce and everything, and how it ended, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So all of that took me back, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to try to fix this right now. Because this don't need to be fixed. I need to be fixed, and I need to figure out.
You just touched that.
No, real talk. Because I needed to figure out, like, okay, why am I keep sabotaging certain things? Like, why is this happening? Why is this? And a lot of men don't realize, like, if you don't, attack what's happening on in your childhood, it carries on into your future relationships. You feel what I'm saying? So if you don't attack that, and if you don't get to the bottom of it, subconsciously, you're gonna do everything you didn't want to be done when you saw it when it was coming up. You feel
Dr.
what I'm
Watts,
saying?
everybody.
No.
Real spill.
He's telling the truth.
Real spill.
He's telling the truth.
Like, I'm only saying that because, like I said, I went through it. I tried, man, and not even tried. I still do it when I can. You know what I'm saying? And I know I need another refresh. So this is beautiful. That's why I said, oh, she about to have me out here emoting like a motherfucker today, boy. You gonna have me emoting? Go ahead.
I'm so happy for you.
No, thank you, man.
I'm happy for you, and that's important. Those conversations are important. I mean, and some of the things that we're going to talk about today. But you know, when we think about marriage, you know, you got to know yourself. You got to know who you are before you even get to the place of wanting to be married. And so what you just said is, and sometimes we do it backwards. So we'll do it after the relationship is ended.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's what I did.
Yeah, man, you learn everything after the fact. You
Yeah.
sitting there crying because you can't listen to the radio because every song fucked. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing. Slide down the back, go to the wall with your back on there. No, Russ.
Yeah.
Let it burn. Let it burn.
Right. Just
Dancing in the rain. I hear you.
Yeah.
You're not the only one, bro.
Yeah, no, bro. Look, it's to be honest with you, it's all of us. It's really much all of us. It's just how we deal with it and who's in our circle that actually guide us in the right direction. Because depending on who you hang around, you be like, man, fuck that bitch. Hoe out.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Hoe yourself
Crash
out.
yourself out. At the end of the day.
And then some other people be like, nah, bro, like, I think this your time.
Yeah.
To get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? And you got to really, that's how you really choose your people now.
Definitely.
Choose who's in your tribe. Because if they tell you go out there and hoe, you ain't going to learn shit. You ain't going to get nothing. You're going to end up in another relationship hurting another person.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. So,
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No.
That's what I was doing. We got Dr. Rochelle Thompson in the house. We're going to talk about trauma, love, relationships,
My favorite.
divorces.
Whole phases.
And love, whole phases. We gonna talk about love at the end of the day.
Male whole phases. We ain't male whole phases because those exist. Those exist. And it's nothing to be proud of, fellas.
It's not.
We look stupid.
It's not.
You do look
You
stupid.
said it. Not me.
But back to the Black Voice Project.
Yeah.
How do you keep the youth? And you can reach out to them, but you got to keep them interested.
So people generally, youth, kids, they don't respect people that haven't been through shit, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I cuss here?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Ishtalk.
Right. So they don't respect people. So what we've done is we've created spaces to where like, hey, like these are people that come from the block. Like they come from where you come from. And so it makes the relationship a little different. That's how you end up keeping people when you can influence them. But most times what we see with youth is their peers. Generally, anytime you get into that teenage age, those are going to be your influences. It's no longer going to be your parents or whatever the case may be. It's going to be your friends, your social group. Yeah. So essentially what we have to do is make it cool, make it fun, you know? And so we take like really complex, like over the top responsibilities. All that sounds so overwhelming, right? But we take that and we dial it down a little bit and make it really fun. So we have one of our things is upholstery. So we have upholstery or trade classes. And we do hands-on things. So as you're doing stuff, you're learning at the same time, right? But it's also fun and it's engaging. So it's like, oh man, this is way cooler than being on the block. You know what I mean? It feels safer to be here. We have drywall and paint that we're teaching. So essentially, these are therapeutic kind of things that we don't really know. That again, it just is a good place to be and give people something to look forward to. Kids also need stability, you know. So we have a lot of programs that come in and out, right? But we have people there every Saturday. Like I said, every Saturday they're there, and so they have something to look forward to. Especially if you come from an environment where you didn't have that. Like I don't have a parent or a dad in the household teaching me how to do this. So just you being there as a male figure makes me want to be here.
Man, you ain't never lied right there, boy. That counts for so much, man. It really do. Go ahead. I was just agreeing with it. I'm just thinking about how I came up. You know what I'm saying?
Just taking it all in.
Yeah, like how I came up.
This is just like a beautiful thing to hear. Like everything she's saying is like so true. And
you wanna know why I feel good, bro?
What's up?
Because black men, all we want to do is be hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
that's it, bro. No, real talk.
Let's talk about it.
All we want to do is be heard, bro. And I think that what it is, like, especially whether it be just it's not even just relationships. It's just overall life, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got so much stacked on our plate, just daggone stereotypes about us. You know, I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? Twice over, and I'm involved. Yeah. Like I'm super involved, but they keep tagging us, and the black man don't do this and know that. And you look at the statistics, the black man is like in the childhood, especially this generation. This era, we in it, and we not even playing no games. There's a few bad apples out there. I'm not gonna pretend, but they don't outweigh the good ones.
All my cousins, all my friends, we are in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even hang with niggas that don't take care of their kids, bro. You can't even be in my circle, bro. Like if you one of them, I don't fuck with you, bro. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. I love you, but I'm gonna love you from here. Yeah. Because where I'm at right now, I can't. I don't need that shit because you being real tender dick about your situation.
You're a weird nigga.
You're a weird one, bro. You being tender dick. You worried about the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Women gonna move on, bro. Yes. They gonna move on faster than you because they done already broke up with you 2 minutes, you know what I'm saying, months before they actually did. Yeah. So they, you can't get surprised at how fast she moves on. You gotta deal with your shit. Deal with it and whatever. But even at the same time, communication is one of the hardest. It's not even that hard, be honest with you. It's
hard, man.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not.
It's hard.
No, I'm gonna tell you why it's not. The reason why it's not is because people don't know how to have hard conversations. Hard conversations are necessary. You got to be comfortable that if you ask somebody a question, you got to be comfortable with how they answer it. 90% of the time, if we ask you a question, we already want the answer we got in our head that we want you to respond to. If you don't respond that way, then we react different. If you got to really sit there and say, like, for example, shit, did you really love me type bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You want them to say yes, but if she said, they be like, you know what, be honest with you, I didn't. Nigga, you gonna flip the table. The fuck you mean? So you just gonna waste my time? Like, no. You don't have to do that. You have to sit there and say, you know what? I appreciate you being honest with me. And you got to keep it pushing. As simple as that sound, it is the hardest fucking thing to actually do, bro. Because your feelings is now involved.
I understand that. But communication is hard, even the smallest shit. letting someone know where you're gonna be.
No, that's
No, bro.
bro.
No. There's okay. Go ahead. Because there's a difference between that.
Yeah,
What I'm talking about.
I know. No, it's not control. It's like when you gotta let somebody know you're care about some other person's feelings. That's hard.
Oh no.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean, but see, then that goes about how you know what I'm saying, how you approach yourself and dictate it again. Because like I told you, from what you sound like, you just wanted to be heard, and no one heard you.
Okay.
Well, so let me jump in here because I think this is a good segue into this conversation. Number one, communication is a learned tool. It's a learned thing to do. So it's not something that you just are innately born with. It's so to speak like effective communication.
Effective.
Right? Effective. Right. So how can I be the most effective in this? And so to your point, like black men being heard, a lot of times what we will do is we'll tone police. So essentially it's how you said it, not what you said. And so I try to make sure, especially when I'm working with clients in a couples therapy session, is don't look at the man, so to speak, like his voice, but just like listen to what he's saying. Like don't take the emotions out of the word. So we'll emotionalize words a lot. But when you love and you respect, first of all, when you're on your own and you're single, you're not used to communicating, checking in with people. It's difficult. It takes practice to do, right? But essentially, when you love someone and you care about their feelings and you just know like it's coming from a good place, the intention over impact is what I'm talking about. If my intention as your spouse is I just want to know that you're safe. So I just like for you to just check in with me and check on me from time to time, right? So we have those conversations and talk about those boundaries beforehand. It doesn't feel like control and it doesn't become as difficult. It's like, oh my God, I know that there's someone on the other end of this phone that I'm getting ready to call that really cares about me.
That gives a shit about me.
That cares about me. And so I'm not going to take that for granted. Let me call them, hey, babe, I'm here. But essentially, when you like the person that you're dating, you want to do that anyway. When you like the person that you're in a relationship.
Come automatic.
I like the person that I'm dating, so I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, I got this going on. Right, it makes you want to do that. You know?
Out here looking soft as hell, like, hey, babe, I ain't want that. I'm just
I just wanted to hear you breathe a little bit. Just take 2 deep breaths. You can go on. I ain't even worried about it. Just go ahead and breathe for real.
But a lot of times we'll get into relationships and we don't even really like the person that we're with. It's just like we're there.
Yeah.
You know? We like what they can do for us.
Ooh. And so you know what? And that goes back to getting to the hard conversations part. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know being single now, one of the things that I learned out the gate, because like I said, I tell my whole truth. Back especially in my 20s, when I was ripping and running, nigga, you couldn't tell me shit. I had hair, a bubble, motherfucker, and I'm selling everything under the sun. You couldn't tell me nothing, bro. Like, I'm getting at whoever want to get at me. And it's just like, bro, when you don't have that attention growing up and then you get it now out of nowhere, man, you don't know how to deal with it. Yeah. You don't know how to go back. You're just like, oh shit. And then you forget about the one that was really rocking with you when you was on your bum nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? So that thing tends to happen and then you get caught up and now you sit here looking stupid. You know what I mean? Because now you begging her to take you back and then she don't really forgive you, nigga.
Yeah, it's never over after that, right?
Yo, I was just telling my coworker this yesterday.
Bro, they don't know how. They look at you and be like, nah, they see the potential. And that shall be our problem sometimes. Y'all see the potential.
Wait, hold on. Can we not generalize?
I'm not saying y'all. I apologize. Some.
Okay.
Some.
Majority.
No, I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to go with some. I'm going to go 50-50. 50-50. Some of y'all actually, you know what I'm saying, still see the potential in somebody being good. So, and then on top of that, not everybody want to keep looking for somebody new. So you would try to work this situation out. But we don't go to counseling. We don't have the hard conversations. We just try to sweep it on the rug and move forward. Yeah. And then everything triggers you now.
Absolutely.
Everything. So now technically your relationship is on eggshells. The person you fell in love with died the day she found out your shit. Yeah. We don't even realize we dealing with a new person. You see what I'm saying? Because we still think about, like, man, let's just go back to what it was. Like, nah, nigga, you killed her. You know what I'm saying? You killed her. It takes hella work. And then you putting in the work, but do she feel like putting in the work?
Right.
You're not having them talks. And then you end up getting there and you blend, you still have your family, but shit ain't right. And then
it's difficult to have those conversations. You know, when you're living with somebody and you have to live with, number one, that shame or guilt if you've made a mistake or you've done something. So taking accountability is really important. And then I always tell people this, you know, don't complain about a person that you're still going to have sex with. You know, essentially, if you all are still...
You're a real nigga.
That one.
The realest shit I ever heard.
I'm always telling my sisters, yo, don't call call me about what this nigga did if you still gonna be with this nigga.
Right.
Facts.
Cause now I'm sitting here ready to bust this nigga head open, but you out here.
You'll be with him next cookout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once I kick the dough in,
No, for
It's
real.
the dynamic changes.
For
You know
real.
what I'm saying? Once I
Yeah.
kick your dough in,
real.
the dynamic changes, and we can't look at each other.
I got nieces and nephews. We had the birthday party. It's all strange now.
Right.
You got black
You
eyes.
can never go back.
It's like-
yeah.
So
It's
wrong.
like, what's up? What's up, bruh? What's
So wrong. No, we
Right.
good, bro. We good. You
Yeah,
safe?
everything good. Yeah,
Just like you said, you want the old person back, but it's not going to be the same. But you having the same arguments. Like, can you get over it?
yeah.
Can we move on?
And, see, and that's some of the most disrespectful shit
Exactly.
you can say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I fucked her. Can we move on?
No, we cannot. No.
You want me to apologize for the 100th time?
I've cheated and I've been cheated on. So it's like I know
Same here, nigga.
I know like the pain of being cheated on, the embarrassment of being cheated on,
I don't.
the
That shit
like
hurt.
that fucking
That-
whatever it is, the sickness. It's just like, bitch, I ain't ate in 3 days, bitch. Bitch, I ain't ate in 3 days, bitch. What the fuck? But it's like, but then you say, "Oh, you know what? I ain't talked to this." But like you go through your separation period, and then it's like, okay, we here again, boom, boom. You never forget these things, but me personally, because you know what I'm saying. One thing I learned from my dad, he always talks about him and my mom, like they have to relearn each other every 3 or 4 years. Like they've been together since 89 or 90. So it's like, yo, she's not the same woman she was in 90 or 96 or 97 and that, like,
But she didn't cheat, Ron.
bro,
So let me explain something about cheating.
you missing the point.
Right.
Missing the point.
He's still feeling it.
Right. So cheating causes trauma. It can cause post-traumatic stress symptoms. Okay. And so once you put you blind faith in somebody that you care about, and then they violate that, like
I understand
that
that.
trust, and so we sometimes get really territorial, right? In general, why y'all laughing?
No, what you saying is
No.
Okay, something's happening right now.
It's hitting me.
It's hitting me too.
I'm sorry, go ahead. You good.
Everything you're saying right now,
You
nigga.
good.
Okay.
Boy, we picked the right time to talk about this shit. Boy.
You used to dealing with broken men, so it's all good.
That's all it is. You tapped into the right nigga
Okay,
today.
all right. Blind trust is really so we give that blind trust. So it's not something that you can just get over, because every time that I touch you, every time that I look at you or I talk to you, what I see is you with another person. What I see is you thinking that I'm not good enough for you, even though that may not necessarily be the case. And one thing about women is our love comes from like you caring, right? Like care and doing a little bit of talk work and all of that stuff. But men, I find it a little bit different. Y'all's love translates to how we respect you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And so with that, you may be practical, black and white. Oh, I apologize. Let's get over it. Men are more practical in that sense, right? But for us, no, I need you to do some work. So yeah, I'm gonna need you. I need you to apologize 100 times, maybe 101. If I touch you, or if I look at you and I see you with another woman in that moment, in that space, I do need you to have a conversation with me if I want to talk to you about that. And I expect for you, if you're saying that you're, wanting to move on too, I expect for you to be able to talk to me about it and to be able to calm my heart and help me rebuild that trust.
Reassurance every day.
Reassurance. Well, so
No,
let me.
for real.
So
No, that ass.
there can be some extremes. Now, again, forgiveness is important. Like what you said, like we have to learn how to forgive, and I don't think we really understand what that means or what that looks like in a relationship. If someone cheats, and you have a choice to be in that relationship still with them.
Yeah.
And if you know that you can't do it, every day that you show up into that relationship and you continuously make somebody feel bad who's showing you that they are trying to build trust with you, that means you're not committed to doing the work either.
Exactly.
And so that means that then translates that you need to either seek some help, go talk to someone. Y'all need to work through that together. But if you know that you can't do it without letting go, you can't make the man feel bad if he's there and he's trying to work on it. If you've decided to stay, you both are two parts to this problem.
Yeah.
So
And that's where the anger comes from. If you want to be 100%, because it's just like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm genuinely trying. Like, I know I messed up.
Yeah.
If there's one thing, when a dude mess up, he knows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Before
Now,
you know.
Before you, like, he
Before you
knows
know.
he messed up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, like, whenever this shit hit the fan, it's going to hit. And then once it do hit the fan, because it always do, it always come out in the wash. It don't matter what you do, it come out. When it come out, man, now you sitting there stuck, you begging and whatever, and now you know you got the power.
Yeah.
You know you got the power, and you still find a way to, like, just shit on him instead of just leaving. Like, you better off just dipping. You really better off just dipping. But it get worse when you lead it on and make it seem like it's great, and then you decide to get your lick back later on down the line. Because once that happens, now it's just like, well, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Like, who were you this whole time? Like real talk. Like, who were you this whole time? Like, because when you know what I'm saying, when the shit hit the fan and it was like that, I was like, God damn, like, that sound like me. How you gonna pulling me on me? You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, I'm not even doing nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's not who I am.
Yeah.
I was never that guy no more. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to believe that when you use that to justify the shit that you want to do in the first place. So it's honesty on both ways. And the hardest conversation a person can have is the one with themselves in the mirror.
Yeah.
Real talk. Like, I had to look in the mirror and be like, damn, I was a fuck boy at one point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really a fuck nigga.
I was a bum.
I was a bum ass nigga, fuck nigga. I didn't really know what I was dealing with, the type of relationship that I was really getting into, the good woman that I quote, that I had at the time.
Yeah.
So when you mess that up and you sitting there trying to spin that block and get it back, it's gonna spin.
Yeah.
It's going the block definitely gonna spin.
Definitely.
But the shit ain't gonna hit the same, man.
What, to fight somebody?
Right. I had to say.
No, I want to say what happened. Like,
You about to square up?
no, I think this conversation is just hitting every cylinder right now.
All men want to do is be heard, and they just feeling it.
No.
This is what I do. I listen. I listen.
And this is a commodity that a lot of us don't get, so when we get it,
For real.
I think this is why we talking to you like this. Like, we couldn't. No, baby, hit me out.
Right.
This is what it is, because the way I cried, you know what I'm saying? It's real, bro.
I want
It's
to say
real.
something to your point. When you said she pulled a you on you,
Mm-hmm.
men are supposed to lead their women. So you showing her how to be and stuff like that. She just picked up your moves and did it right back on you, and like, let's see if we can work it out.
Man,
And you know what
But
make
it
it? You want to know what make it so bad?
All the time,
You
you
want-
not a leader. You're supposed to lead me. This is where you led me.
I'm not even mad at that. You don't know what make it so bad? It's like, you see it. You see it. You clearly see it, but you in denial. Like, nah, this bitch ain't doing that. Nah.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no
And you
way.
I got a
see the
wholesome
sign,
woman.
because she doing the same right. Nigga, that's what I'm trying to tell you. When all shit hit the fan, I was like, how? You the good one. Not the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you trying to be a fuck up now?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But equally, damn, that was good. Equally yoked. But that's exactly what it was. It was like, man, it changes the chemistry of everything. And it's sometimes you can get it back if you really want to work on it. But everybody got to be involved with it to get back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to be involved. And if you can't, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to lose what you love to know how much you love it.
And I look at trust like so, for example, like, we go to the ATM and we know we have money in the ATM, and so then we say we want to get $100 out of it, but when we went to the ATM, it only gave us 60. So then we have to go into the bank and then we say, hey, your ATM, it only gave me this amount.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes like this whole like mess, right, of them trying to figure it out and all of this other stuff. Well, your receipt says this, but your action said this. And then that becomes a thing, right?
Love
So now
deposits.
every time you go to the bank, it's like, I'm not even going to use that ATM anymore. I'm just going to go inside.
Right?
You better talk. You better talk your shit.
So essentially, with cheating, it's like, okay, I was used to going to this particular place all of the time and getting this money out or whatever, but now, we came up short this time. So now every time I go back, I don't even want to go to this machine anymore. I'd rather find another
Yo,
machine.
this is.
I want you all to, like, that's an analogy. It's going to cause trust issues, right?
It's going to, because you keep looking at that statement. It's a
Like,
negative
I
now.
know.
You know you put money in
I
there, but
know
you
it's
still not
there.
in the black yet, bro. You
So,
still in the red.
yeah,
it's
something to think about.
a crazy, situation. And with this generation and how people loving each other now,
I don't know that I would call it love.
I know. That's what I was going to say. This is some
for real.
cutthroat shit right now. Like, right now, I think trust issues so bad, people scared. I know me personally, I know for a fact that since I've been single, I had my moments where I had a whore out because I had to figure it out. Because when you get cheated on, bro, like, real shit, you got to figure out if it was you and the whole thing,
Yeah,
or was it your dick?
that's
You know what I'm saying? Like, now your ego here, like, hold on, nigga, all this work we put in, like, you know what I mean? Like, so you got to test it out and see it in. You go out here and you're over here risking your life for your ego. You're
still
risking your life for your ego until you get great Yelp reviews. Then once you get your Yelp reviews up and you're like, all right, So it wasn't this. You know what I'm saying? It was everything else. It had nothing to do with this. It had everything to do with everything else that made that whole situation go to where it went. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's.
We gonna hug after this.
No, definitely.
But you were about to say something. What were you gonna say?
What was I about to say?
Go ahead, bro.
You look like no.
I can't remember what I was like.
I don't know what it was, nigga. It looked like it was.
How she was talking about PTSD, and like I remember me being cheated on followed me like 3 relationships later.
Yeah.
Like it was terrible to the point where I told you this before. She like my first time going to therapy was with her therapist. Oh, like she was like, wow. She was like, yo, he's fucked up. Talk to him. Right? I was like, yo. So I'm in there and this lady asked me questions. I'm just like, And then she ended up being my therapist for 2 years after that. So I was like, and therapy was needed, like, because I was super fucked up from just shit with. I didn't even realize that I was taking shit with my mom out on these women. And it was like damn.
Same.
It was.
What were you taking out? Pause.
I just wasn't. I wasn't like. I wasn't accepting a woman being there. Like I wasn't accepting a woman being there for me.
Because your mom what?
Nigga, you know my mom.
I'm saying, come on, what? Go ahead.
You know my mom.
For the people.
Nigga, yeah, like nigga.
I'm trying to go ahead.
My mom wasn't there. Right. So it was like, yeah, like I just wasn't used to having somebody like believing a woman could be with me and staying and like just trusting her and just boo boo boo. So I was always used to just like, playing women or just not really trusting them. So just having 3 or 4 or 5 and just doing the same things. But then it was just like, yo, this is not right. Like this isn't the way it was supposed to be.
Not at all.
That's not how you treat a woman.
Because when you get like in my case, like when I signed up for marriage, like I was in it for the long haul. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Up.
Yeah, that's what I signed up for. No, dead ass. Like, no, I'm in love, but I mean, this shit is still a business. Like, people need to understand that shit. Like, marriage, love don't motherfucking mean shit. Marriage, love is just a deposit. The rest of it is a business.
That's true.
It is a real live business.
What you mean?
If you don't treat it like a business, it's going to fail. It's going to work. It takes a lot of work, and you have to wake up every day and choose to go to work, bro.
Elaborate, because y'all have been married. I've never been.
No, I'm telling you right now. Like I would do it again. I'm not against it. I'm not one of them sour pussies that did it and then like never again. Like no, I'm okay with it. I understand it, and I will do it again. But at this point, this is because I learned a lot about myself now. So I already know that the next relationship I really take serious, if we break up, it ain't my fault. I
did everything I was supposed to do.
Yeah, I did everything I was supposed to do. I just picked the wrong person. That's just on me.
Oh shit.
But
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, doctor, what do you say to those people that say, I'm never getting married?
Well, I think when I hear that, I say it's good that you know yourself, first and foremost.
Everybody isn't made to be married.
I feel like you're stupid. Go ahead.
It's good that you know yourself.
Nah, bro, you know how that is. But go ahead.
And then number 2, I'd ask them why. The biggest question is the why. Most times we don't subject ourselves to something that we don't have exposure to. So if the most of marriage that I see is maybe my mom and dad were married perhaps, right? But all I saw them do was fight, argue, and it really looked like they hated each other. Or my friend group, they're all married, but they all cheat. And I don't even understand, right? I don't even understand why they're even married to, or I know what the deal is of why they're married to them. That makes me not want to get married. So that's going to be my takeaway there, right? Or it's, I'm just scared because I've never seen what it looks like successful. So I don't know if I'm worthy of it. Or the most is that I've seen something on TV, right? And then the narrative is, that's not really a thing that I need to be getting into because like either on the TV version is just too perfect for me.
Check every box, man.
Right? And
check
so
every box.
When we think about that, like I have to ask people and then I tell people to create your own narrative of what you want it to be. But what you said is right. Marriage is in part a business. It's a key to creating generational wealth though. So when you do it with the right person, and so you want to make sure that you know who you are first before you get married. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself in a mix of a whole bunch of problems that you don't want to have. Know who you are and be stable before you get married. Make sure you have your own stuff settled and stable, your own place, make sure your credit is right, make sure your finances are in order, make sure that you have an idea of what your businesses are so that you cannot be moved. Make sure you know what your values are as a person, because when you don't, you can easily get sold on the allure of somebody's looks and get with them, and deep down inside they have nothing else to attribute. So you guys will be equally yoked in pictures, y'all are good, equally yoked, but mentally and emotionally it's so far off.
A man who can't take care of himself can't take care of his family. Point blank.
Yeah, facts.
So you got to be able to be up on yours. I wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of my issues was I didn't realize how codependent I was. Codependent as fuck, bro. Like, didn't realize it. Because you got to look at it. Like, okay, my son will be 13, right?
The need to be with somebody.
The need to be with somebody.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah. That's okay. So you didn't know what that meant. Thank you for explaining that to him, because I'm drunk. But the point is, it's like I didn't realize how codependent I was on her because I saw my mother take care of another man when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? And that was, and a lot of that shit, just like you said with your mom, so on and so forth, that all carried into my relationship. Yeah. I didn't realize that I was being sneaky because of these things that happened when I was 13, 14, and shit like that. Like, I did not realize that shit. I just thought it was just the right, it was what it was. I didn't realize that your subconscious
crazy
is a crazy motherfucker, bro.
Definitely.
Like, it will protect itself before their body. Period. Your brain will say, fuck you.
We got 2 doctors.
Me. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I lying though? I'm not lying.
What he's explaining is anxiety. So we have this thing called the fight or flight response in our bodies. And so essentially when something looks familiar to us, we can either, so if I'm used to toxicity in my life, so I'm used to fighting, bickering, cussing out and all of that stuff, abuse, domestic abuse, smacking each other and all of that, the brain is strong enough to tell us that this is something that is become normalized. And so essentially what we'll do is we'll go out and we'll try to find the same thing. We can't even understand why we're attracting. So I saw my mom get beat up or whatever the case may be, example, right? I saw her get beat. So why is it that now I'm hitting women? I know that she did not raise me like this, and my distinct response should be not to do it, but essentially, subconsciously, my brain is saying, but this is what you're used to. This is what you know.
It looked like it worked.
It looks like this is the environment. So you essentially have to learn that about yourself. So you're right. And then in some instances, when we're missing things, so if I'm neglected as a kid, most times neglected people end up becoming codependent people.
Yep, that's how I was.
That's how I was, man. I felt that way, man. Like no bullshit. That's why when I really started like putting in the work for myself and I started seeing it, all the writing on the wall, I was like, God damn. Yeah. Like I feel, not necessarily I feel bad for my ex, you know what I'm saying, for even meeting me at the time that she met me, but it was just like, yo, I really didn't know who I was. I had identity issues all through high school, college, and even when I was in the streets. I was like, I look back at that shit, I'm like, I shouldn't even been outside. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not none of that shit. Now, did I play my role? I played the fuck out that role. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I did good at it. But at the same time, it's like, that's not who I am. Yeah. I look back at all that shit, I'm like, I shouldn't have done that shit. There was no reason me for to even be in the car with these niggas doing this shit. Like, what the fuck was I on?
I shouldn't be in that hotel eating that girl's ass. I hear you.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Well, no, now I don't care. But then, all of that, like I said, all of that, you know what I'm saying, is all about that accountability and just having yourself and having self-knowledge of it, self-awareness, I'm sorry.
And let's be clear about accountability. Accountability is not something that someone else can give you. It's something that you have to do for yourself. So I can't hold you accountable. You can't hold me accountable, essentially. You have to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
We have to accept people for who they are, where they are, at the time that they are existing. We're not dealing with them at all because essentially they're responsible for their life.
Exactly.
Not us.
Exactly.
Doctor, I got 2 things I want to, I'm mad at you about.
Okay.
I do feel like you said marriage is a business. I do feel like you can learn on the job.
You can.
Okay, that's what my second marriage. I feel like I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Because I fucked up, but I'm learning now.
Yeah.
Don't mean you gotta break up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Look at you, brother. Waves out, beard flourishing.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Your shit cooking, bro. I say it in the light.
So to be clear, so I was married as well, and I'm here, So I believe in failing forward. I don't think that any of us are too good to fail forward.
Okay.
So yes, you can learn on the job. Yes, after you make a mistake, you end up learning how to come back at something better again. Absolutely.
You can,
But for
just like Ron said, you can change yourself every 3 years.
But for the sake of Ron not being married, it's better that he knows what to not go through now or what to expect or look for now, as opposed to having to fumble the bag inside of the marriage. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's the
that
beauty.
we're responsible, if we've been through this before, our experiences, we're responsible for sharing these experiences with other people and what we've learned collectively, right, to help other people to avoid making the mistakes, especially in the Black community. Because we look at it, half of us are not getting married. 50% of the Black community
This kills me.
is not getting married. When we know, in fact, that is one way that you can create generational wealth.
Exactly.
Right? So I think it's important that we talk about out loud our mistakes, our pitfalls, and then what we learned if we did it a second time.
And you support marriage.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think nobody in this panel doesn't support marriage.
I ain't never getting married.
Them people are just
Stupid
scared,
ass.
bro. No, they not stupid.
Okay,
They scared,
they need to
bro.
recognize that first before you say some stupid shit like that.
No, not necessarily, because again, no. You sound real passionate about this part. But here's the thing, though. I get why you say that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Union.
Yeah.
Generational wealth.
Yeah, all of that. But at the same time, you got to have knowledge of self.
Okay.
If you don't know who you are,
We all lost.
No, we didn't. No, the only person that lost is like the dare line. We all lied to him when we signed that paper not doing drugs.
Yeah.
We all lied.
No
But
drugs.
you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, it's like it's just you got to take a gamble, bro. Life ain't nothing but a gamble.
Okay.
You got to roll the dice on that shit. But if you're gonna roll the dice, man, know the out. Know your props. Know what's about to take place. Know what can happen and can't happen.
I think if you hear that, as opposed to having a response of like being defensive or trying to push back, I think you should ask why, and then get that perspective. Be curious. I think with the platform that you all have, if you hear that, the responsibility that you have, especially with you having a successful second marriage, you should be curious and ask them why, and you should, try to lean to that and help encourage them on your experiences.
I was just telling people the other day, well, I was saying to myself, but I was working out, but I was like, I got a popping podcast, I got a career now, I got a beautiful family, and I'm beautiful. Who's better than me?
Look at God.
Look at God.
Hey, but you had to get there.
I had to get
You was
there.
ugly as fuck.
I was.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was.
You had a crime.
I was a bum.
moment, bro. You had that moment, bro. We all had that break.
Yeah.
She Destiny was asking why I was laughing so hard, because when you said you was a bum, bro.
Hey, listen. That's beautiful. That's beautiful that y'all know it.
Guys, we got 2 more minutes. I'm sorry. I got to ask her about this. Hold on.
We only got 2 minutes?
We got 2 minutes.
We give an extendo, bro? Like,
It went so, yeah.